All right. So, this is Max from the Silencing Machine. And today I'm going to work on showing you a bit of how I dial in my Helix for my live tone. This is the first in a series where I'm going to do a bunch of different tones using the Helix. But for sake of ease, I am going to use Helix Native, which is a plugin for, in this case I'm running Ableton. Every single feature in Helix Native is in the actual Line6 Helix. So anything you see me do here, you can easily do on HX Edit, which is the computer program for editing your tones in Helix. So first, we have just my raw guitar tone. Not anything to write home about. So since I'm building specifically the live tone that I use, I'm going to start with the way I was thinking, okay? So everyone knows that one of the heaviest amps for metal, if you're not doing Marshall, which is what I normally do, is a rectifier. Good old rectifier, which here on the Helix, the model is called the Cali rectifier. So I'm going to go ahead and start that block right there, pull up the amp, and pull up, where is it? There it is, Cali rectifier. Now, I did that, however, there's no cab sound, so it kind of sounds like shit. Nasty. How we're going to fix that, and the reason I'm putting so much space between the blocks, you'll see the reason for that later. So I'm going to put in a cabinet. Now, one of the great things with the most recent update to Helix is not only can you now do two cabinets at once, but they actually let you move the microphones, which is a fantastic thing. So, you know, it's cliched, whatever, but the first cabinet I'm going to use is the Mesa Oversized, which is the 4x12 Cali V30. So my first mic is good old SM57 right on the edge of the dust cap. All right? So that already sounds really good. But I like to pair the 57 with a 421. It's got some guts to it. But I want to move that position a little bit. So I'm going to go here and move that 421. Let's see where that goes. A bit more bottom end. And actually, give me just a second. Another thing that I do when I'm dialing in tones that I normally do, and people are very split down the middle about this, but I set bass, middle, treble, presence. I set that all, in this case, at 5, but that would be noon on the amps, because that's where the amp builder dialed in the tone. So I like that. I like that. Mids are a bit scooped, and the gain's a little flubby. So how do you deal with flubby gain? Same way that people have been doing it for ages, and that is a good old tube screamer. Now, I don't use any gain on the tube screamer. I don't want it to add any extra distortion. I just want it to push the amp, cut those lows a little bit so that they're not quite as flubby. And that volume boost will add a little something extra. So now, that's a great tone, but rectifiers lack a little bit in the mids. And when you're chugging in your bedroom, that's great. Shakes everything. But for live, for all that stuff where you're dealing with a whole band, no mids, you're going to get lost. So here's my special trick. I'm going to add another distortion pedal. I'm going to add an HM2. Now, if I put it just right in front of the amp, you're going to hear how ugly and not good that sounds. It's too much gain, it's out of control. So how do I fix that? I run it parallel. Let's make sure that that meets up before the cabinet, not after. And now you have something like this. You hear that grind right there in the mids? I'm going to boost the volume of that just a bit. Now, the real HM2, if you don't have it set everything to 10, it will actually cut your volume when you turn it on. It's a great sounding pedal, but it's also a terrible sounding pedal and a not very well designed pedal. But it got on so many iconic records that the tone is just kind of iconic with death metal. So I boosted that up a little bit. There, now you can hear it. Yes, that's it. And that's it. That's my live tone right there. So it's a fairly simple setup to get my live tone, but it's very effective. And if you've seen us live, thank you. If you haven't seen us live, what are you waiting for? But when you see us live, you'll hear how everything is balanced. You can hear all the notes the guitars are playing. You can and it mixes well with Jeremiah's bass. So that is how I dial in my live tone. I'm going to be doing more of these. helping to get various types of different guitar tones. I might even, venture into the clean stuff. But that's it for today. Please check us out, Silencing Machine. And hopefully we will see more of each other. Bye, guys.